Lori Flaquette of Soltar Solutions, and I'm here today with another episode of Focus Forward. I am so excited today because I have my very, very, very good friend, Howard Barefoot, here today. And we are going to talk about a new networking group that Howard has formed. And I will tell you right now, any networking group that Howard is in, I want to be in. And I want you to be in it too. So we're going to tell you all about it. Howard, thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about the networking
And I love
group.
you too.
I know you do, darling. Thank you. Tell us about the networking group.
So it's called Reliable Professionals Resource. And we're really taking networking to another place. And it's not a traditional networking group that you're used to seeing, where you go to a meeting every week, you pass referrals, and you leave, and you don't have any contact potentially for that next week. What we're doing is we're really integrating in technology. We're integrating in social media, co-marketing, strategic partnerships, really engaging people and really leveraging the changes that have been happening in the world with communicating and referring business to each other through those platforms, so we can really supercharge referrals. So it's taking that opportunity from a traditional group and really allowing you to really get more referrals, get more connections, and really ones that can be more qualified and really generate more sustainable business for people that are growing their companies.
Well, it sounds great. So what kind of people are already involved in the group? Because I know the group is kind of small still.
Right.
It's just formed a few months, maybe 2 months or 3 months.
Right.
What kind of people are already in the group?
Well, we have a mix of business to business and business to consumer members. We're heavily focused on the B2B side because everyone's a consumer. So we're seeing a huge influx of people on the business to business side. So people that are related, that are in printing, in HR, in payroll, in marketing consulting, media consulting, those types of things, as well as what you see in traditional networking groups like realtors, mortgage reps, those types of people. But what we're also seeing is we're seeing people that really want something new and fresh.
Yes.
They want something that's going to really supercharge their business, and they're tired of doing the same old thing. And they see the trend with technology and the millennials as they're growing up and their access to a smartphone and their iPad and their computer, constantly getting information and educating themselves on services and products they're looking for. And they're wanting to be able to tap into that. And that's one of the things that we do. So we're drawing those people that want something fresh.
Yes. And the other thing is, it's so different than any other networking group I've ever been in, because I used to spend most of my time networking. In fact, I was surprised I could ever get anything done because I was networking so much.
Right.
So now it feels so different. The people are there, not just networking, not just, okay, I want to lead and I want this, but really working together.
Right. Well, imagine, right now we're meeting weekly, okay? And our face-to-face portion is meeting weekly. And we're getting to know each other, and we're building rapport. But eventually we're going to be moving away from that. We're going to be doing every other week face-to-face. And then those alternate weeks, what we're going to be doing is we're going to really be leveraging subgroups. Let me give you an example of that. And within those subgroups, we're doing seminars and workshops, building out our own social media platforms. And then through that course, through those that subgroup and those strategic partnerships, really getting additional referrals beyond what we would just get from the networking group itself. So those subgroups, a great example is a real estate subgroup. So you've got your realtor, you've got your mortgage rep, you've got a title insurance person, you've got financial services. Imagine, again, having that subgroup, meeting through technology, through Skype, through Google Hangouts, networking with each other remotely, right? Generating referrals, generating opportunities to generate referrals like a seminar, putting that together and then pushing that out through social media platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, through Facebook and all the other traditional platforms you see. But again, staying ahead of the curve and knowing what's out there, what's new, what's fresh, and continue to innovate and push that content out to the social media platforms so people are engaged in different ways rather than your friend, if you had a friend that was referring you, rather than your friend just saying, hey, I happen to know of a referral, I'm going to pass it on to you. Now you've got the access to thousands of people in the Twin Cities market looking at just this market that can actually now access you through those social media platforms, through that subgroup strategically focused on generating business for that group, right? There's a lot of power in that. So when you combine the traditional group and those subgroups and partnerships, you really, again, as I said before, have the ability to generate more referrals, more sustainable business, and really propel your business forward.
How did you get this idea? Because I don't know anybody who's using technology, who's creating subgroups, who's really maximizing what's new in the world and bringing it into a networking platform. How'd you get this idea?
You know, I've been involved in networking groups for a long time. Love networking. I network like crazy. I've got a national network. In addition to doing real estate, I have a healthcare consulting business, and so I've got a national network. But my background is sales and marketing. So one of the things I do to build out businesses I consult for is I help them do a lot of social media, right? And the whole purpose of that is really to build more inbound business. It's cost effective, right? It's a great way to get qualified referrals. They're people that are interested in your services. They're ready to buy. So the more you can do inbound with a mix of traditional, you really have the ability to propel your business forward. So I wanted to take what I've learned from the consulting I've done for the businesses I work with, integrate it with that traditional networking, feel, and what we're used to, and really figure out a way that where we could really supercharge the businesses for the members that are participating in that group, and it's extremely powerful, because think about the other thing is that think about how people process information today. They're not processing it sitting in a networking meeting. It's not just about going to as many events as you can possibly go to. Those help, they build your network. But it's about engaging people with content, with information, with ways for them to improve their lives or their business or whatever the reason may be, whatever, help them accomplish their goals. And if you're providing that platform for members within the group to give that to the public and people they're targeting, whether it's a business or a consumer, it's extremely powerful. You've got more people that are engaged in those member businesses, and they're wanting to buy your services.
Well, what I've liked is that it feels very fresh, very different. It feels very progressive. I mean, it really feels progressive.
Right.
And I feel like the members of the group are bringing in their expertise and giving us the benefit of understanding in depth what their expertise is, but allowing us to utilize some of their information to improve our businesses. Is that making sense?
Yep, making total sense. So I want to clarify that you said earlier, you said it was my group. It's not my group, actually. What it is we've actually set this up as a business, okay? So it's every member's business. The money that goes in for membership to this group actually is used to operate the group, to market the group, and to look at opportunities to really leverage technology to, again, to expand the opportunities for the members of the group. So it's a group effort.
Well,
And-
it's your concept.
Yeah,
it
but
was
the
your
concept,
concept. So you introduced this concept, and you text me at like midnight one night
Right.
about it, and I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. So
Right.
what I really think is important here is that the concept is very new.
Yes. I don't see
Networking, the
people
concept
doing
of
what we're doing.
networking is not new. This concept in networking and utilizing all these other things in the networking is very new.
Right.
The other thing is the things that the group is doing are new.
Right.
Like we did a media interview the other day right there in the
Right.
group so people could see how easy it actually is to do a media interview.
Right. Next week we're doing LinkedIn training. We're going to show practical skills on how to generate more business through LinkedIn, which is a great skill set to have. We're going to break it down, not talk about the concept, but actually do it in an interactive session. Everyone's bringing their computers, everyone's bringing their iPads, whatever they want to use, and we're doing it. The next week we're actually talking about Google Hangouts. How can you do interviews like this with your clients or with your strategic partners, and then push that content out to YouTube, to your LinkedIn channel, to Facebook, other channels, and again, allow more people to get access to information like this in different ways, whatever their social media interests may be. I'm tongue-tied, But we want to again expand people's opportunities to reach people that have a need.
So now I have to roll back. You were talking about inbound marketing. Can you
Right.
tell us in like 2 sentences what exactly inbound marketing is? Because we all hear the term, And some of us might not, I'm not exactly clear on what
Right.
inbound marketing is. So why don't you tell me what it is?
Yeah, there are a lot of different tools that are used to generate, that are part of inbound marketing, but to simplify it in one way is to say you want to generate more business coming to you, right? More business coming to you. So great way to talk about this would be LinkedIn, okay? So if you're actually reaching out to connections, you're developing content, let's say you're a real estate agent and you want to develop content around what's trending at the time. You push out that content to people, it resonates with someone that you're connecting with on LinkedIn, they connect with you and they say, hey, I'm interested, I saw your post. I'd like to talk to you about what you do. I think you can help me. I didn't have to go search for that person. I didn't have to spend my time cold calling them for anything. They came to me. And LinkedIn is only one channel, so it's a mix of a lot of different channels. YouTube is another one to use it as an example. But inbound is about getting them to come to you. Getting them to come to you. It can be through content generation. It can be through giving you through you actually reaching out to people and giving testimonials, commenting through social media platforms. It's increasing your exposure so that people see you, they connect with you, they see your expertise, they can relate to you, you build some rapport through that social media platform, and they contact you. That's a very simple way of explaining it.
Well, it's
There's
very
a lot
clear.
More.
It's very clear. I think everybody can understand exactly what that is through that, through your description. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
One question that I have is the group. We have a certain number of members. I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't matter. But how are we reaching out to people, even like right now, local people? How are we reaching out? Like, what are the strategies that we're using to build our group to 500 members in that one environment, and then taking it out to other areas? Because I know we want to expand out through technology.
Right.
So right now, let's just look at our 500 core. What are the strategies that we're using to build that?
Right. Well, we're practicing what we preach.
Okay.
Concept. So with our core group that meets face to face, we're having them do the traditional invitation. So they're meeting with people within their network and inviting them, asking them to participate. Beyond that, we're actually being very strategic. So I'm going to use LinkedIn as another example. Something like before. We're reaching out, targeting very strategic partners based on, again, a profile that we've done for our members to determine who can be in those subgroups, who can partner and generate referrals for each one of our members. We're targeting those people, reaching out to them, again, talking to them about what we do, and again, getting them to come to either meet with us face-to-face or engage us through some type of event. As we move into 2016, we're going to be doing socials, we're doing speed networking events, but really engaging us through that platform. So we're heavily doing it through social media. In fact, to give you an example, where our goal for our face-to-face group is 45, 50 members. Again, 50% of that's going to be B2B, the other part's going to be B2C. We want a heavy emphasis on the B2B. But I just lost my train of thought when I just said that.
Well, that's okay, because whatever
I got excited about the concept.
Whatever we're doing here is working, because last week, or actually this week, we had double the amount of members that we had the week before.
Well, I'll give you an example.
Which is double the week before. So we're growing by at least 100% each week, it seems to me.
Well, using the social media platform and increasing our exposure, we've been around since what, 4 or 5 weeks? 8 to 9 weeks. And we've actually got over 40 people that have expressed interest in our group in that amount of time. So I think that's outstanding. And then we've actually built on our social network, just with LinkedIn, over close to 600 people that are contacts. Our target for that is 3,000. Imagine the power of having that many connections and be able to leverage that in the ways that we've been talking about. Having our members connect to those people, inviting them to different events, networking with them in person, not just through the social media platform.
Well, I'm really excited because I think we have a very aggressive media strategy. And that media strategy is really going to be able to not just increase the amount of people, but really help with our content generation and be able to take the content that is generated and distill that content down, distribute it in different ways.
Remember, the whole purpose of this group and as we grow it is to generate business for our members. So right now we're talking about building out the group, but imagine all of our members being able to use all those channels we've created and push out their own content through all of those channels. And again, become established, established as an expert. Correct.
Expert status.
But then we're going to help them, in addition to that, through all of this work, train them how to do it themselves. So now they can take everything they've learned, duplicate it for their own business, and use and push it out. So they've got their business generating new referrals and business for them. They've got their subgroup generating more business for them through their strategic partnerships. And they've got the entire group generating business for them, right? That are meeting face to face. And then on top of it, they've got all the events and functions that we're actually executing. So you're talking about 4 different ways to generate business. If you can't generate business through our group, I would say you're doing something wrong, right?
Okay, so now let's take it helicopter high.
Right.
I want you to give me, because I know you're the king of networking, I want you to give me like 3 tips that any business owner, whether they're B2B or B2C, can use right now, as soon as the show is over, to help increase their business.
The first thing that comes to mind is asking for a referral. The biggest thing that I find with people is they're not comfortable asking. They don't know how to ask. You got to just jump in and you got to do it, okay? And then you pick yourself up. If you fail, you don't get the right answer, but we constantly, as people building our businesses, get the answer of no, or I'm not interested this time. You keep moving forward. You keep asking.
Okay, so wait a minute.
That's the first one.
Wait 1 second. I want to go a little bit deeper in this one. Are there better times to ask for referrals than others?
I think it depends on the situation, but yes. I mean, great example would be if you get a testimonial from a client, I'd be sharing that information with everyone you know, and I'd say, you know what, this is what people are saying about me. I want more referrals from you. What can we do? It's a great way to do that, because you're showing your capability. Another thing is that if you are, meeting with a strategic partner, you've passed a referral to them, I think it's okay right then to talk about referrals. I think it's again a mutual relationship. It's not all one-sided. So you should have an expectation. If you're giving referrals to people, you should expect them to come back to you. People will refer to you in different ways, though. Some people can refer clients to you, but then other people that can't refer clients to you, they can refer strategic partners to you. But it's about you educating them too. Right.
Okay, so you gave us
Those are
one
great
tip,
examples.
referral. Okay,
So
what
the
else?
first thing is asking. The next thing is really giving the people that you know the tools to actually be able to refer you, okay? You need to train them, okay? Everyone in a networking group basically is an extension of your sales team. So you're not alone. A lot of people have this perception, I'm building this business on my own. I got to go out and I got to work 90 hours to build my business. Well, imagine now you've got 50 people all able to work and promote your business. They're all on your sales team. Educate them. Give them some basic tips and tools that they can use to sell you. So for instance, what's your 30-second infomercial? Give it to them so they can repeat it. Have them repeat it to you, train them. Give them some basic materials they can forward on to someone that might be interested in your services so that, again, they're pre-qualifying them for you. Those are just some basic tips, but there's, of course, a lot more we can talk about. Those are just 2 examples.
One of the things that I notice that people tend to make a mistake with is they don't distill their message down. So
They make it too complicated.
Exactly. So
Right.
20 minutes later, you're saying, no,
I have no idea what you
still
do.
no idea what you
Right.
do, and I've just spent 20 minutes trying to figure it out.
Part of that is the issue that some people don't know really what they do.
Exactly.
Which is good for you because it actually can help educate you on what you need to change in your business or your messaging so you can be more effective. It may be the reason why you haven't been able to build your business effectively. So you can learn from that. But you're right.
It's a good idea to actually take the time and the energy to hire somebody to help them distill it down, because that is going to mean the difference between you
Right.
having to meet with somebody for hours one-on-one, or you have your 50 people out there delivering a 30-second.
Correct.
And the other thing
And
is,
they know what to listen for. The thing I didn't mention are pain points are a big one. If you can list out 3 to 5 key pain points, as I'm talking to people throughout the day, I'm going to the cleaners, I'm going out to get something to eat, I'm in the checkout line at the grocery store. People are talking to me. Well, I'm talking to them because I'm a huge extrovert, of course.
No.
But people are talking and they're engaging with each other. You hear things throughout your day, right? And you can immediately go, hey, I know someone that can help you. But people get a little lazy. Let's just be honest about it. And they don't think about it, or they don't know to do it. You know, so you've got to make a concerted effort to educate people so that they can actually promote your business for you.
Exactly, exactly. I think that that's really important. What I always say is to make the message memorable,
Right.
meaningful, and easily repeatable.
Right.
So those
not
three
overly
things.
clever.
Not,
you
no.
don't want to be you want to be most of us are very linear thinkers. Okay, so you want to spell out your business in a more linear way. Give people some basic tools so they capture it. If you're too conceptual, you lose people. They don't understand business. And I've got someone I'm working with right now. Great concept for their business. They're very conceptual in their head about it, but what's happening is they're not building their business out because I have no idea what they do. I have no idea, and I'm even working with them, right? Because they're not able to articulate it well. So if you can't articulate it well, no one else can articulate it well, and that's something you've got to do.
Absolutely, you have to figure it out. Make it easy for people to refer you.
Right. Right.
I mean, that's
and there's
really
some
the
basic skills for that, and that's one of the things as well that our group is going to continue to do, is really help people really get a perspective of what's working for them, what's not working for them, and we're a team. We're part of the same business. Remember, we're a business. We're working together, and we want to help each other actually make sure we're being clear. It's not just a meeting you're going to every to meet people and pass referrals. We're here to help you actually grow because we know if you grow your business, you're going to help us grow ours.
You know what I've noticed is people are coming to the meeting and their elevator pitch or, their intro has really improved in the amount of, 6 weeks or whatever. I can see a huge
changing.
difference.
You want to keep it fresh and constantly change
Yeah,
it.
it's really getting, but I'm understanding now what people are doing. At first I was like, okay, So
Right.
I see the improvement. I see the progress.
And these are people that have been doing networking and networking groups before for years, right? But again, you got to keep it fresh. You got to constantly push yourself out of that comfort zone. You've got to constantly educate.
So when we look at,
You wanted a third reason.
yeah,
So the third reason, third reason is you've got to be active in building your network. People that are constantly static and want things to come to them, you're not going to grow your business. So I encourage people that I know, members that I know, constantly get engaged in the events that we do. But beyond that, also get involved with other events. So one of the things that we do is we have a list of socials. We have a list of events happening throughout the city. We're going to begin to really aggressively push that out and encourage more and more people to actually go to those events because we want our network to constantly grow for the group, but we want our businesses that are participating in the group, we want them to constantly grow their network. So it's extremely dynamic. We don't want it to ever be static. And from that, of course, the integration with all the social media work we're doing, the inbound work that we're doing, it's powerful. No one in our group should say, a year from now, 2 years from now, I can't believe that my business hasn't grown by 100, 200, 300%. It should grow that much.
I've seen the growth already.
Yeah.
I've seen the growth already.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing for me personally, but I've also, not only have I gotten a lot more information about things that I can use to improve my life.
Right.
Like I learned about the mortgage, I learned about real estate. I've learned about a lot of things that I can use to improve my life. I'm also learning the referral mapping. Like people
Right.
love that.
Right.
It's like
People don't connect that they can pass not just hot or warm referrals, but they can also pass for people that need services right now. But they don't realize that they can actually pass referrals for strategic partners. We all know 200, 250 people easily. We don't realize we do, but it's an interesting exercise to go through. But imagine being able to go through the exercise and say, oh yeah, I do know a lawyer. I happen to have met my lawyer last week, or I do know a banker. Oh, I was just at my bank yesterday. But you want to make that connection.
Yeah, yes. And not only that, not just make the connection for you, but make that connection for the other people.
Correct.
Which I see a lot of
That's our
going
purpose,
on.
is
That's
to
very cool.
educate and develop everyone in our group.
Okay, so now tell us, we've talked about the nuts and bolts of the group, which has
Right.
been fabulous. But tell us about that other aspect of the group. Tell us about why, yes, people are going for business, but they go for
Right.
business to regular networking groups. What is so different? Like, what is the energy that's so different?
You know, last meeting was a great example of what we're about. People left and they commented that they were having fun. I heard someone say, "I've never laughed so much." And at the same time, it was a professional, focused, and productive meeting. What we want to do is networking doesn't have to be an intense situation. You don't have to feel like you're, in a military encampment and you're rigid. You can have fun. You can build rapport. You can engage people in a dynamic situation. You keep control of the group because you want to be productive. We're all busy people. But you got to have it be fun. At the same time, getting results. So I would say the thing that makes us very different as well, in addition to that social media piece, the technology piece, and working with people to meet more remotely, not just in a face-to-face setting, is the aspect of fun. The other thing that they talk about is the aspect of education and training. We really take that a step further. We're not just doing your traditional, how do you pass a referral training session. We're talking about how can you use certain tools, technology, marketing platforms. How can we use other people's resources, your show, to really leverage opportunities for members to really grow personally, professionally, and grow their business. That's very unique.
You know what I want to say?
Yeah. What?
Something I see that's so different.
Yeah.
Every time I go to that networking meeting,
there's
a surprise. There's always a surprise.
It's always something new.
And I love it. And
people love it. It's fresh. Again,
People
going
are
back to the
there,
word fresh.
and you just look at their face. They're like, I didn't expect this. This is, it's fun. It's different. It's exciting.
It's not the same old thing.
It's not the same old thing. It's a surprise.
Right.
And not only that.
And we're not just saying that. It's real. People actually go, I thought you were just giving me a bunch of words about it being different. You were serious. You were right.
And the other thing is,
I got an email last night from someone that was totally shocked.
Totally shocked. I mean, I see them. They're like, people are themselves.
Right.
Often when you go to a networking meeting, it almost
you
feels
have that
like
face on.
you have to play a role and this and that.
You're doing your session.
All bets are off
right.
at this networking group, and
we're family.
Love that.
Great
and
way to
it's
explain
creative.
It. Right.
It's creative and dynamic, exciting, fun. And there's always a surprise. I know you don't know what's going to happen.
I know.
And I don't know what's going to happen, but it's always going to be good. It's always going to be good. So, you know what? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I loved it.
Well, isn't it great?
Of course, I think you're fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I think you're wonderful. It's a mutual admiration society. So, what I want to say is, if you're in business and you're looking to grow your business, you might consider to attend our group, because this group is really going to do things. Early, you can get in on the ground floor if you decide to come now. If you decide to come later, you're still welcome. It will probably be bigger, more exciting, and even more surprising. But if you want to get in on the ground level, now's the time. I hope to see you Tuesday from 12 to 1:15, Globe University in Woodbury. And it's the second building,
Second building to the left.
Second building
to the left.
Again,
remember, right now we're meeting weekly. Things are constantly evolving. Well, eventually, as we move into 2016, we're going to look at meeting every other week at a physical location. And then we're going to be leveraging, like I told you, that technology to meet remotely. So there's lots of opportunities to engage our members, our strategic partners within the subgroups we've got. But you gotta visit.
And what I love is you can highlight your own expertise. So there you are, you show up, you come to a few meetings, and before you know it, you could be the presenter. And not only that, you're bringing in a lot of your referral partners when you do that. So please consider coming. Thank you so much, Howard, for being here.
Thank you again.
Lori Fleckhead from Soltar Solutions, thanks so much for tuning in to Focus Forward today. Have a good one. Howard, you're too much.